Because we live in America, it's truly a melting pot. So here we go with the foreign context. Most people underreport their foreign. Hey guys, how you doing? Coach Mitch here. So let's talk about it, the SF-86. First of all, what is it, right? It's a standard form 86, and this is a critical part of your journey. The SF-86 is what I tell my clients, it's really your life on paper. That's what it really is. And so imagine that, put it down your whole life for the past 10 years on paper. So most people don't get delayed in the SF-86 process because of their background or their past. They get delayed because they mess up these 5 certain sections of the SF-86. So if you're busy, you got something else to do, go ahead and do it. Otherwise, stick with me here. This video is going to help you out a lot. The first part, let's get into section 13 of the SF-86. This is a killer, right? Because it's your employment history. And so people tend to have a hard time because they forget their unemployment periods. And that's a tough one, right? Because the SF is asking you for, even when you're unemployed, what are the specific dates and month and year you're unemployed from here to here. So it was June 4th of 2015 to July 8th of 2018. You gotta put that down because that's what they wanna know are the gaps. So when you're working and when you don't working, right? And a lot of times what happens, I know when I do my review for you guys on your SF-86 is that the dates don't line up, and I catch that very fast, right? Because when I review your SF-86, I take my time. It takes me about 48 hours to review one SF-86. I go line by line by line. I'll look at everything there for you. But so the dates have to line up. So for sure for me, I'll send it back to you and say, hey, if these dates are not lining up, let's get this fixed, okay? Another one too is that you guys are either over-explaining something or under-explaining something. You don't need to do all that. The reason why you leave hasn't got to be a story, right? It doesn't have to be, I did this because of this. No. The reason why you leave is a factual based thing. And here's the issue I see with a lot of people here. About 1 of every 3 of my clients, they've been fired, right? And you guys, being fired is not really a big deal. Over half of the people who have jobs today have been fired in the past, okay? So when you're talking about being fired or terminated, whatever terminology we can use, do not get emotional about it. Do not over-explain it. Nobody wants to hear that. You just want to get to the facts of the situation, what happened, and be done with it, right? I catch this a lot. You guys are going into these diatribes about why you got fired from a job. No need for that because, and I know you don't know this, but the background investigator, he or she has done this for many years. What you say is nothing new. So keep all drama out of it. Don't act like it's a hostile environment. Don't talk bad about the manager. Don't say the supervisor was a terrible person. Keep all that nonsense out. Remember, you're going into a federal law enforcement position. They want professionals, and the first reflection of that is what? In your SF-86, when you start filling it out. That's the first reflection. You show who you are. If you're in there as some kind of emotional person, I got fired because the boss sucked and blah, blah, blah. No. About 1 of every 3, I always try to have to fill that up and tell them, no, let's do it this way instead. Because I also send suggestions too for you as well. Now, another thing too people do when I'm doing the review, they're trying to hide the bad separations. Don't do that. You guys, see, even in the SI, I teach that as well. No one's looking for perfection. No one's looking for that at all. In law enforcement, they know you're not perfect. So where are they going to go on, you think? They're going for truth, right? They're going to go for truth every time. And here's something else you must know. The background investigator will contact your employer. So if you are fired, they're going to ask them what happened. Now, the employer cannot, by law, go off on you. He's got to tell, blah, blah, blah. You know, he can say a few things, though, you know. Make sure your story is the truth because that's the only thing you have going for you. Don't try to cover it up or hide that you're fired or don't do that. Just write down the truth. That's all they want. The last thing is 7 years. you've got to show 7 years of employment, volunteering, unemployment, it doesn't matter, but it cannot have any gaps, and that's the issue right there. You must have 0 gaps in this form, okay? Let's talk about section 17, and this is the cohabitant. People miss this a lot. A cohabitant is a boyfriend or girlfriend who lives in the house with you. It's a person who stays at the house most nights, very frequently. That's considered a cohabitant. Even though they have their own address, if they're with you 4 days out of 7 per week, right? That's a cohabitant because they're with you most of the time. If you have somebody who you are financially intertwined with, right? I pay half the rent, they pay half the rent, I pay half a car, they pay half a car. That's considered a cohabitant, right? And sometimes too, it's really hard to believe this, but sometimes people forget about their spouses in the past, or ex-spouses, and things like that. You can't forget this stuff, And I'm gonna tell you a couple more times in this video, but you don't want this SF-86 process to be stopped because you are forgetting things. We can't have that. This is why when I give you information, you go through my double check, I bring it out there to you, I show you what's going on so you can get the stuff out in the open. Because you want it in the open, that's huge, okay? You want it in the open. Section 19 is a biggie. Because we live in America, it's truly a melting pot. So here we go with the foreign contacts. Most people underreport their foreign contacts, right? So when you go through my double checking system that I do, I'm asking you questions also to make sure we get everybody who you have contact with that is a foreign person, right? We want to get it out. So if you have cousins overseas, cousins, nephews, nieces, whatever you have overseas, that's got to come out. In-laws overseas, for me, that would be for sure for me too, right? Because my spouse is not from America, so it'd be in-laws overseas. Foreign-born co-workers, yes, that counts too. People don't think that, right? And usually I catch that one a lot. I say, if you have any foreign-born co-workers, oh my God, I do. Put it down, right? That's what you gotta do. Friends from college, online relationships, remember, 1 of every 3 people who are meet online, right? So even if you talk to somebody online, like talking, maybe possible person in the future for romance, whatever, you gotta put that down. Even an occasional email or text to someone overseas, that too must be written down. Underreporting a foreign contact is worse than not having any contacts at all because it's going to cause a delay in the process. It's going to put you behind in the process, and you don't want that. Let's keep on going down to the foreign activities, right? I know a lot of you guys are traveling these days, right? So if you do foreign trips overseas, it doesn't matter, anywhere outside of America, they consider that foreign, all right? So you gotta put that down for sure. If you have foreign bank accounts, now, in my house, there is a foreign bank account. It's an overseas European bank account, we have that. However, if you have the same thing too, you need to put it down. Any kind of inheritances or properties overseas, yes, you're not gonna be able to hide that. People think, well, it's overseas, BI won't check that. Yes, they will. I've known 4 or 5 BIs in my lifetime. They're all very thorough. They will check that for sure. Income or investments in other countries. If you have stock in other country, that's fine. Right now, today, a lot of people are investing in China. I do myself. So any kind of investments you have in China, you gotta put that down as well. So the meaning for this video here is this. You don't wanna be the person where BI has to check you all the time, call you, make sure you do it right. Because what happens, if you get flagged enough, they're gonna have you come in for an interview, because of this information you put down on your SF-86. Or they might just get tired of you and say, enough, 4 or 5 times is enough, this person's not serious, and we got many more people we can go through. And the reason why, you guys, I really stress this a lot when I do my review with you, it has to be your best, because the truth is, guys, like I tell you in my situational interviewing processes there, my coaching, is that they have many people to pick from, right? I mean, this is an entry-level LEO type job, so they're picking from many people who they feel or do not feel are not more qualified than you. So you want to make sure that you're the one they pick for this. It's very important. You want to make sure you're the one they pick for this. Now, when I do my screening of your SF-86, it's in the link down below if you want me to do it. There's 3 different tiers or levels down there that I'll review for you if you want. However, here's a caveat. I offer no guarantee that because we reviewed it, it's going to go right through SF-86 process, no problem at all. However, I see a lot of egregious mistakes you guys are making. This is your first time doing this. I have 6 years of familiarity with this process. So you get through my process, you have a much better chance. Guaranteed? No, I don't guarantee anything. I do tell you though, your chances are a lot higher with a second set of eyes that are professional and know what they're doing. So if you want me to look at your SF-86, I will need 48 hours. I need you to be willing to understand that if I don't like what I see, I'm going to send it back to you because I need to make sure that you get through the process. And the best way to do that is I gotta check for every single error you might have on there, okay? That's the deal. You guys, if you want to contact me, down below the links for sure. If you want to minimize your chances of having mistakes on your SF-86, link down below, let's get it done. Do not be that person where they get sick and tired of coming back 4 or 5 times, they just cut you off, they're done with you. Don't be that person. Do not be that person, okay? If we're gonna continue the mission, let's do it right. Take care.